You have exactly 7 days before your brain hits a breaking point. But what if I told you that failing is actually impossible? I've unlocked a forbidden neural frequency that turns your memory into a high-speed AI vault. Stop studying like a mortal. It's time to hack the blueprint of life. Imagine a world where the 7-day countdown to your biology exam doesn't trigger a cold sweat. Picture yourself walking into that hall, flipping the paper, and feeling a surge of pure, calculated power. Your brain doesn't scramble. It operates like a high-end server, retrieving complex pathways and intricate diagrams with the precision of a walking biology AI. Facts aren't just remembered, they are crystallized, locked into place, and ready for harvest. You aren't guessing, you aren't burnt out, and you certainly aren't stressed. You are simply witnessing the output of a God-level retention system that most people think is impossible. But let's get real. Right now, you're at a breaking point. You're staring at a mountain of 22 chapters and 73 diagrams, feeling a mental breakdown loading in the background like a lethal virus. Welcome to Better State, the sanctuary for those who refuse to settle for the leftovers of their potential. You have been lied to. You've been told that biology is a mindless grind, a test of who can endure the driest textbooks for the longest. That is a mortal's game, and it's rigged against you. The truth is, biology feels overwhelming not because the content is hard, but because the traditional way you've been taught to study is a crime against your neural hardware. We are fed dead, static data when our brains were evolved to feast on vivid stories and high-definition logic. Today, we initiate a radical shift. We are moving beyond the slow, painful methods of the masses and entering the illegal territory of hyperlearning. It's called illegal because it feels like you're cheating the very laws of time and memory. If you're ready to stop being a victim of your syllabus and start being the architect of your own genius, hit that subscribe button right now. Supporting this channel means choosing to evolve, and it fuels us to keep bringing these deep-level hacks to the tribe. The next 7 days are coming. You can spend them drowning in the read and forget cycle, or you can follow me into the vault to install a new operating system for your mind. By the time we're done, you won't just be a student who survived, you will be an evolved species. Stay with me, because the end of this journey changes everything. To step through that doorway into a new version of yourself, you first have to understand that your brain is not a dusty filing cabinet meant for storing dry facts. It is a high-definition theater waiting for a director. The reason you can remember every plot twist in a movie you saw 3 years ago, but forget the function of a ribosome after 3 minutes, is simple. Your biology evolved to prioritize survival stories, not textbook slides. If we want to achieve God-level retention, we have to stop treating information as data and start treating it as an experience. This brings us to the core of our transformation, the Neuro-Cinematic System. You don't memorize biology, you simulate it. Think about DNA replication. To a mortal student, it's a list of enzymes to be memorized until their eyes bleed. To us, it's a high-stakes molecular party. Imagine the helicase as a high-speed zipper, literally ripping the double helix apart. Visualize the polymerase as a frantic specialist with a label gun, slapping ATGC base pairs onto a new strand, like he's working the most chaotic warehouse shift in history. And the ligase? That's the glue gun expert coming in at the final second to seal the masterpiece. When you turn a process into a brain movie, you aren't fighting your nature. You're using thousands of years of evolutionary hardware that was designed to remember vivid, moving, and even ridiculous events. But we don't stop at movies. We build architectures. This is where the memory palace comes in. If you're struggling with the 10 stages of meiosis, don't just stare at a list. Walk through your own home in your mind. Every room is a stage. In your hallway, imagine crossing over, happening between 2 giant pieces of spaghetti swapping limbs. It's strange, it's visceral, and that's exactly why your brain will never let it go. When you anchor information to physical spaces you've walked through 1,000 times, You're utilizing proprioceptive memory, the kind that doesn't fail when you're under pressure. Combine this with next-level mnemonics that are actually personal and weird. Forget the polite ones you learned in school. The more bizarre, the more offensive, or the more hilarious the association, the more your brain will scream, "Yes, I remember this." By redrawing every diagram from memory and adding your own doodles or metaphors, you aren't just reading recall. You're building visual mastery. You are no longer just looking at a page, you are constructing a world. Once you have constructed those vivid mental architectures, the next step is learning exactly where to strike so that you aren't wasting your newfound power on the trivialities of a 500-page textbook. This is where we transition from being creators to being tactical snipers through a process I call the tactical strike. Most students drown because they try to save every sinking ship. They treat every sentence in their syllabus as if it carries the same weight. But we know better. In the world of high-stakes learning, we apply the Pareto principle with cold efficiency. We identify the high-yield gold mines, the core concepts like genetics, cell biology, and evolution that form the foundational scaffolding of everything else. You need to go through your syllabus and highlight only the bio-gold list. If a diagram of the heart or a specific protein synthesis pathway appears in every past paper for the last decade, that is your primary target. Advanced students don't study more, they study better things in better ways, focusing 90% of their energy on the 20% of content that yields 80% of the results. But even with the right targets, you must change how you engage with them. Your brain is not a sponge designed to soak up ink. It is a muscle that only grows through the stress of resistance. This is why active recall will always be superior to passive reading. If you are sitting there highlighting a textbook, you are lying to yourself. You are confusing recognition with mastery. To truly own a concept, you must use the recall pyramid. Read a section once, and I mean only once, then slam the book shut. Grab a blank sheet of paper and try to reconstruct that information from absolute zero. It will be frustrating. You will feel that empty, localized pain in your forehead. Embrace that. That specific discomfort is the sound of neural pathways being paved in real time. Write down what you remember, then open the book to fill the gaps with a different colored pen. If you really want to verify your dominance over a topic, try the ultimate test. Teach it to your teddy bear or an imaginary 5-year-old. If you cannot explain the intricacies of a biological process in simple, punchy metaphors without glancing at your notes, you don't know it yet. You're just a guest in the room. Active recall is what makes you the owner. Owning the knowledge in the moment is a victory, but the real war is won by ensuring that knowledge doesn't evaporate the second you close your eyes. This brings us to the engine of our operation, the science of permanent storage. We have all experienced the heartbreak of mastering a concept on a Monday, only to find it's become a hollow blur by Friday. This isn't a personal failure. It's simply the forgetting curve doing its job. To defeat it, we utilize the spaced repetition cheat code, a specific rhythmic strike at the very moment your memory begins to fade. We don't revise more, we revise smarter by hitting the information on day 1, day 2, day 4, day 7, and day 14. This precise cadence forces your brain to realize that this isn't just junk data, it is vital for survival. By using digital tools like Anki to automate your flashcards or Notion to curate your BioVault, you are no longer relying on hope. You are relying on a system that locks information into your long-term memory while your competition is still trying to remember where they left their notes. However, a system is only as good as the focus you bring to it. This is why we move away from the frantic, shallow studying of the masses and adopt the 90-minute deep focus biosprint. Forget the short, choppy cycles that never let you reach a state of flow. You need 90 minutes of pure, uninterrupted immersion. During this window, you are the Secret Service agent for your own mind. and your focus is the most guarded asset in the room. No phone, no notifications, no distractions. This is sacred time. In these sprints, you aren't just reading, you are redrawing memory maps, speaking concepts out loud, and synthesizing the vault you've built. When the timer hits 90, you take a 30-minute active break, not to scroll on social media, but to walk or listen to music, allowing your brain to diffuse and solidify the connections you've just forged. This cycle builds a level of focused stamina that makes motivation irrelevant. While others are waiting for the mood to strike them, you are operating a high-octane performance engine that's stacked thousands of hours of mastery across the next 5 years. You are building a master's degree in yourself, one sprint at a time. Building this engine of focus is the final technical hurdle, but to truly cross the finish line, you must undergo a complete transformation of identity, moving from a student who hopes to pass to an exam killer who knows they cannot fail. Everything we have discussed, the brain movies, the tactical strikes, the relentless recall, all culminates in the creation of your biology vault. This isn't just a digital folder or a stack of papers. It is your personal Excalibur, a custom weaponized revision system forged in the fire of your own efforts. Inside this vault, you store only the highest octane fuel. Your one-page summaries written in your own voice, your memory palace maps, and your personal list of demon mistakes. This list is your secret weapon. By tracking every error from every mock test, you turn your weakest spots into your strongest armor. You aren't just reviewing anymore. You are sharpening a blade that is perfectly balanced to your own hand. But having the weapon is not enough. You must use it before the real judgment day arrives. You have to mock test yourself with a level of intensity that borderlines on the fanatical. Sit in a quiet room, set the timer, and write your answers as if your entire future depends on it, because, in a way, it does. By simulating the pressure, the silence, and the ticking clock, you kill the panic monster long before you step into the actual exam hall. When you have already faced the fire 3 or 4 times at home, the real exam stops being a threat and starts being a victory lap. You walk in with main character energy, a calm, unshakable confidence that only comes from knowing you have mastered the blueprint of life faster than anyone thought possible. As you stand on the edge of this transformation, realize that the next 5 years are coming, whether you change or not. You can stay in the cycle of binge watching someone else's success, or you can binge build your own. You have moved beyond the mere mortal phase. You are now an evolved species, a master of your own time and mind. If you're ready to win your mornings and dominate your decade, don't just watch this, do the work. Drop a comment with your favorite funny mnemonic to help the tribe, and hit that subscribe button to join us as we unlock the next Marvel-level origin story of your potential. The choice is yours, but I'll tell you this, don't hit snooze on your future. Go open that vault and claim what is yours. Peace out, genius. Ultimately, what I want you to realize is that this journey was never just about biology. It was a high-stakes experiment in the limits of your own potential. By applying these illegal methods, you've effectively broken the chains of a dry, outdated system that rewards mindless grinding over creative mastery. We've built a new operating system for your mind, where intuition is guided by imagery and discipline is fueled by neuroscience. You've seen how a mere mortal can evolve into a meta-learner simply by changing how they interface with information. 5 years from now, when you look back at this moment, you won't just remember the facts about DNA or cell structures. You'll remember the shift in your identity. You'll remember the feeling of choosing to study like a God-level architect rather than a victim of a syllabus. The next 5 years are coming whether you change or not. You can stay in the cycle of read and forget, or you can carry this main character energy into everything you do. Biology is just the blueprint of life. But this system is the blueprint of your success. You are no longer someone who almost tries. You are an evolved species who owns their results. Stop letting your potential leak through the cracks of a broken method. Go open your vault, sharpen your focus, and start building the life you've been wishing for. Mastery is no longer a dream. It's your new reality. The deep lesson. The profound takeaway here is that meta-learning, learning how to learn, is the ultimate leverage. Most people fail not because they lack intelligence, but because they use the wrong hardware. We mistake being busy for being productive. The truth is, mastering the mechanism of your brain is 1,000 times more powerful than simply memorizing the content itself. How to apply this today? 1. The 80-20 audit. Spend 10 minutes every morning identifying the gold list of your day. What are the 20% of tasks that will drive 80% of your progress? Ignore the rest until these are crushed. 2. The 90-minute sanctuary. Schedule at least one bio-sprint today. Put your phone in a different room and work on your hardest task for 90 minutes straight. No exceptions. 3. Active teaching. Whatever you learn today, explain it to someone else or yourself in the mirror using a weird, funny metaphor. If you can't simplify it, you don't own it yet. Which of the steps mentioned today do you think is the biggest game changer for your current study routine? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to see which hack resonates most with you so we can all learn together. If this video helped you see your own potential in a new light, please hit that subscribe button to support the Better State Tribe. It gives us the fuel to keep creating these masterclasses to help you dominate your decade. Peace out, genius.